Hi folks, it's Rich here. Hope everyone's had a good Christmas, everyone's well. This video is a bit of a different one. This is about budgeting, personal finances, how you can make a budget, how you can stick to a budget, how you can record a budget. Now, it requires the use of Microsoft Excel. Before that puts anybody off, we're using it in a very, very simple format, very easy to use, nothing onerous. So if you're not a computer user, it doesn't matter. We're really just about entering different bits of data into it. So it's really, really simple. Now, most of us tend to be working from home at the moment. So, if your computer's available to you a lot, that's nice and easy. Or if you are in the office at work, or if you have a different kind of job, all you need to do really with this is keep a tab on a few direct debits that might go out on your phone app, or make a note of the dates when they go out. And when you buy something day to day, is either keep the receipt, doesn't matter what it is, no matter how small, or just make a note of it, or send yourself a text, which is something that I do quite often. But I'm going to turn the camera around now onto my computer screen, and I'm going to show you what and how to do this. And like I say, I've been doing this now for about 12 or 13 years, and it doesn't matter how much money you've got or how much money you haven't got, which is perhaps why it's even more important, really. But you can keep tabs and know exactly at any one point how much you don't have. So bear with me a second whilst I just move the camera onto the computer screen. There. Hopefully everyone can see that. Just move that along a little bit. I know this is not ideal. I'm not a professional anything actually, but if you have a little look here, so for me, I get paid mid-month. So I've gone from the period 15th of January to the 15th of December to the 15th of January for this example. So all I've done, look, in Excel, is I've just listed all the things I spend money on. So I'll go through this bit by bit. Once you've done this, in fact, if anybody, you're welcome to message me, and I'll just send you a copy if you don't want to do it for yourself. But it's very easy. So I've just got Excel open here. At the very top, I've got my I've put salary, so it's not my salary, but just for the sake of numbers. So you put £2,000. That's the salary that you say you're bringing in there. That box is for what you're going to get. This is when you actually get paid it. So in theory, that should be naught if I'm working on my previous month's budget. Say I'm back up in November. But anyway, so comes to the 15th of December, get paid. I'll put £2,000 in their salary. This one, cash at the beginning of the month, you might have some left over, which goes in this box, which is great. Or you might be overdrawn. You can see here that I've put minus 200. So I'm saying that I'm overdrawn. And then if you've got any other income, and it might be money that comes from a pension, it might be childcare things, or it might maybe a second job, as in my example. This is what you expect to get from it, and you might not get it all in one go. It might come in stages. So when this is naught to start with, when you get your next bit of that £300, it might be, maybe you get 50 to start with, and then a week later you get a bit more, and you can just add it. But ultimately, the 300 would be the total that you're getting. So that's the first bit. Underneath here, then we've now got your expenditure, and this is your budget of how much things cost. So all you need to do, and so this is obviously personal to you, is just list all of the things that you have to spend money on. So just for, again, just for sake of examples here, we've got rent. So I've put, say that's £600. A car loan, credit card, gas bill, electric, internet, household insurance, car insurance, fuel for your car, all the things that are necessary. And then the things that are particularly important, I think a lot of people don't always do really, is putting some of the smaller things. And and I'll talk about this as we go along, but shopping. So maybe you spend £50 a week on shopping, so £200. Gym membership, iTunes, it's only £10, but it's a thing. Make sure you've got everything listed. Haircut, I get my haircut every month. Once a month, 15 quid. I put that in. Here, this is your sort of how much money you're letting yourself have left over, going out money. Let's say you give yourself 100 quid a week roughly, so it's £400. A mobile phone bill as well. So all of these things here, they add up into this bottom box. And you can see up here in this top box here, I've put a very, very basic, oh, let me escape out of that, sorry. A very basic formula. So if I just delete that for now, all I do is highlight all of these. Oh, sorry, camera. We'll get back in focus. What's going on? Sorry. Highlight all of those. Pop, go down to that one box. And you see my mouse over here, look, on the right. It's just going to click on the auto sum box. So it's added all of these up for me. So when I spend all of these things, that's going to cost £1,969 for the month. And it's going to leave me £131 left over. So that's the first bit. Ignore this just for a moment. Then over here in these boxes, these are entertainment here. So I like playing guitar. So if I have a guitar lesson, let's say it's £30, I'll put that 30 in there. And you see that that's just appeared down here in going out money. It's like my entertainment budget. So that's part of entertainment. I like playing golf, although not this time of year. If I played golf, each time I played, I'd add up how much it is. Let's say, I don't know, let's say it's £70 that month. Boink. That adds it up here. Again, that I've done the same thing. I've highlighted all of these and pressed the auto sum button, so it adds them all up. But then it's populated down here. So it tells me I've now spent £100 out of my £400 budget. And then what else do we do? Next thing, shopping, which is up here. I've allowed £200 for shopping, and I've got some subcategories here too. So see, in your entertainment, you might don't want to do this if you don't have to, but rather than just having one big box for entertainment, I kind of quite like knowing what I've specifically spent it on. So on the going out section, that is like literally just like beer money, if you like. So if I'd spent a load of money in there, I could see that I'd peed it up the wall, and perhaps I didn't want to do that. What you can also do, if you prefer, is if you've got some regular things you do every month, like say you have a guitar lesson every month, you play golf every month, you go to the cinema every month, they could just be extra boxes here for you to put money against. Because one of the things that you can do here, especially the more entertainment type things you have listed down here, is let's say one month you overspent a little bit, you haven't had your guitar lesson yet, and you're looking at your budget and you can see that you're going to go over it. You can say, right, you know what? I'll use Jim in this example. In fact, let's just try. But let's say that was guitar, look there, and it's £25. And I'm thinking, I'm going to be broke this month. I can't really afford that. I haven't spent it yet because the guitar lesson hasn't come up. Maybe I cancel it. Maybe I cancel that lesson, and then I don't have £25 for guitar after all. I go naught, and then I'll put here, do you know what? I'm going to put 225 onto my shopping budget instead because I need more money for shopping. So you can kind of rob Peter to pay Paul with the more things that you list out on here. Or as I'm kind of used to this now and I'm a bit more disciplined, I like to just put them up here. So if I have a takeaway, 20 quid, and again it comes down here. So it keeps populating it against the budget. And then the same with the shopping one over here. So supermarkets, I've done a big shop at the supermarket. I've spent £55. That's put that against my shopping budget. So I know now that I've spent £255 of my £225 budget. You might have some other things on here. If you're like me and you've got a sales job and you're out and about, I'm mindful that spending money at services is a bit of a waste and they cost a lot. So if I keep a tab of what I'm doing in here, I'm like, bloody hell, I spent £62 at the services, Rich. That's wasteful. What I should have done is taken sandwiches with me or done something else. Then, of course, miscellaneous could be, I don't know, I treated myself and I bought myself a new hoodie and that was 30 quid. I put that in there. And then if I want to know what that miscellaneous was or remind myself, I just hover on the box, right click my mouse, come down here and insert a comment. I could put hoodie, 30 quid. Oh, £30, there we are. And I just left click and it closes that. And then when I hover over it, it tells me what that thing was. Now, the way that this entertainment number appears against my going out money box here automatically is there's one really, really simple formula. You see up here in this top bar where it's got equals G10. So the box that I'm currently sat in, which is C20, so that box, I want it to be equal to the same number as this one because this is all my entertainment budget. So every time I add something in any of these boxes and it adds it up there, which I used the auto sum for, I highlighted them all. For me to get this ongoing tally to drop into this box, I simply have to identify this box, which is G10. G10. So down here, you can see I have literally just typed in equals G10. Yeah. Now that adds that in. And I did the same for my shopping. So here we've got equals J10. So that the shopping bill is in column J, row 10. So in there, that formula equals J10. What I've kept over here, this is just like an ongoing tally really for myself. So say with a car loan, each month a certain amount is paid off, I'll manually just change that. Likewise, credit card bill, let's say it's £4,200 and I'll pay a certain amount off, I'll manually just change that number, and obviously my overdraft I can see what it is. And again, all I did for this to get that total sum at the bottom is just I'll delete it and do it again. Delete that, just highlighted them, and then auto sum up in the top right, and it's giving me that number. So this kind of just tells me what my ongoing debt is. And then because there's all this space here just to type stuff, if you've got a few things going on that month, some specific, it's your brother's birthday, you're like, right, make a little note. You might even say brother's birthday, I don't know, I'm going to spend 40 quid on that. And then you've got to decide, because you would know this obviously the previous month, whether brother's birthday going out money. So when you buy something here, that will go under miscellaneous. So you know that you've got £40 less money to spend on booze or whatever. Or you might add in another box here instead. You might just simply go highlight a row, right click, and insert, and you've got another row. So I could just put it in. It's a one-off brother's birthday, and I'm going to budget £40 for that. Now what that might almost means is if you haven't got enough at the end of the month to cover that, you might have to reduce your going out budget, 360, or maybe you leave it the same because you know that you can afford an extra £40 on top. And because it's a special one-off for this month, it's not going to be every month, maybe you might want to highlight it. So red, it's a reminder. Okay, I've got an extra expense this month. Maybe there's money for a party, maybe there's something else. So you can use this space just to write any notes you like to yourself. You might ask what happens if you go over budget. So let's use the going out one, for example. Let's put in the going out section, I have spent £400 going out getting drunk. So now that is £120 over the budget I gave myself. I'm going to manually put that in this box, 120. And can you see that's given me a new figure at the bottom of my budget section. So if you remember right at the start, all of these things added together is your budget, how much you're going to spend for the month, and that's the total they come to. But because I've gone over on this one now, what this number is telling me is that if I do all of these things, if I do all of those things as planned, and the fact that I've already gone over my budget, I'll be £29 over my budget at the end of the month. I'll go overdrawn again, and that's taking into account the £2,000 salary I got paid, the fact that I was £200 overdrawn to start with, and the £300 I got from my second job. So I just changed that. I put 3,000 by mistake. So it's added all of these things up. It takes all these things away. And the fact that I'm over budget. And if that went up, let's say I'd spent £70 on takeaways there. So I have to manually adjust this one. I just make that 170. See down here? If I do all those budget things now, I'll be £79 overdrawn by the end of the month. So it's a good way, and I say, because everyone's got their computer on nearly all the time, or you can just do this at home, you're literally just typing in numbers. So, your car loan goes out and it's £200 and you pay your rent and that's £600. You can, the other thing you might want to do here, look, you see on this credit card one, I've put the 29th. You could right click and make a comment of what dates things go out, or you might list them down the side here. You might take all of these things here. Which ones? Say these. It won't look the same. You could just free type these in. Don't have to do what I've just done. But So you go, right, rent goes out and, you know, that's on the 1st of the month, so my car loan is on the 6th of the month, and my credit card is on the 17th of the month, whatever. These can just be something that are permanently in here all the time, just as little reminders, so that when you're checking this and you're adding in, you know, today in miscellaneous, I spent £2 on a Red Bull, so that's now 32 quid. I've updated that. I've had my hair cut. Yeah, I did that. That's £15. And I went, what else did I do? I went to the corner shop, bought a few bits and bobs. That's a tenner. And it's like, right, okay, those things are all up to date. And then you go, right, now what? Oh yeah, just keep a tab on that. It's the 6th soon. That's when my loan goes out. So it keeps you going all the time. And then you go into the next month. The only reason I made this yellow and that green, I just so it's easier to recognise one different colour month rather than just all being white and a bit glary on your screen. Like I say, right, let's supposing I did all these things and I ended up £79 overdrawn that month. I go minus 79, and that tells me that if I do all of the things that are on my budget, if I do all of the things that are on my budget as I plan to do, at the end of the month I'll have £252 left over, which I can do with whatever I want. Obviously, if I end up spending too much, I'll have to fill in boxes. Let's say I get my haircut twice, because I'm going to a wedding, so I'd have to end up putting, I've gone £15 over here because I've done, I've spent 30 on my haircut, or I don't know what else. My shopping bill, I may have just spent too much on here. Whatever it is, that figure then goes in here, and the formula works itself out to get a tell how much you've got left over. Sorry a minute, just turn this around. So hopefully, I don't know how well I explain that. I think because I use it all the time, I'm sort of used to it really. But it really is simple, I promise you. Once you get Excel open and you've just populated the basics on there, it's just then a discipline of just updating it every day, as it happens. So I'll every time I put my computer on when I'm at home, if I've been around to the shop and bought a can of pop and some sweets or whatever, I don't know, whatever it might be, I spent £3, I know that has to go into the shopping section. Or if I used to have a real thing for Red Bull. I'd literally have a Red Bull box on there. I'd have to put it in the Red Bull box. That was quite stark, how much money I was spending on that stuff. But you just keep updating it as you go along. And like I say, if you're out and about and you can't remember, just send yourself a text, keep the receipt for something. And once you get to the habit of just keeping this up to date, it's really simple to do. It doesn't take long. Even if you did it at the end of the day and you were someone who just kept receipts for everything, or you just made a little note and did it all in one go, the fact is you can always look in those bottom boxes and you know exactly how much you have or haven't got. And if you go over on something, it's a bit of a demoralizing in your mind, because you've got to put that number in and you see, oh, I've gone over by this much and now I need to save some money somewhere else, and you can see a minus figure on there. So it can help a little bit with discipline too. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful. I'm not too sure I've explained it as well as I could have done. It's the first time I've done this. I haven't done, but obviously I use this all the time. Please send me some comments, and if you need some additional help, or if you want me to send just like the blank copy of this to you, then my email is in my bio. By all means do. I'm more than willing to do that. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching.